So pages 492 and 493 is where we're going to turn to when we're talking about a demonstration of blood pressure. Now, on the top of 492, just to orient you, you have the term blood pressure is there. You see, it's bolded. And then you have systolic pressure and diastolic pressure. Are you with me? All right, and then below that in the orange, you're going to have two terms I want you to know that are a little more involved. First is sphygmomanometer. That is also bolded there. The sphygmomanometer is what is our blood pressure cuff itself. It's the thing with the little numbers and the squeeze and the cuff. And then below that you have the sounds of Korotkoff. Now the sounds of Korotkoff it's a little whooshing sound that Michaela does say that she hears, even in these stethoscopes, which are not, I know aren't great. The teaching scopes are not great. But anyway, it's a little whooshing sound that happens when blood is whooshing past the cuff. Now, on page 493, there's some really good illustrations at the top of exactly how this works. You've all had your blood pressure taken before, so the general idea of it is that you squeeze the cuff hard enough that it actually cuts off the flow of blood. So it works like this. We have the cuff wrapped around. The cuff is wrapped around your arm here. And what we're going to do is we're going to squeeze the arm so hard that the brachial artery is actually going to be squeezed closed, and it actually does temporarily cut off the flow of blood, as is illustrated at the top of 493. So what we do is we put enough pressure on the outside of the vessel, you see? We put enough pressure on the outside to counteract the pressure coming from within. So, for example, in order to countermand the systolic, we have to get the blood pressure cuff up above 120. So we take it all the way up to like 180, and then we slowly release 170, 160, 150, 140, 130. When it gets to 120 for the first time, this surge of blood right here can whoosh its way past the cuff because there's enough pressure coming from within, and that is when you get Korotkoff sounds, the sounds of Korotkoff. And then what happens is we continue to release it, 110, 100, 90, 80. At that point, this diastolic pressure is enough to continue through and the sounds stop. So that is how we know, and then there's like the little, I did a little video of it as well. I did a demo this morning with Bree and also with Michaela, kind of showing the meter. It shows millimeters of mercury, and it shows kind of a ticking that seems to occur between the systolic and diastolic. And my understanding is that a lot of health professionals will look at that ticking, like kind of bounces, the needle bounces. I don't know if that's the best way to do it, but it'll give you an idea.